normal people become terrified of criminals.
Shots were just fired. Police just came out and told us, and we're headed there right now.
They become terrified of their own government.
In a cartoon from George Alexopoulos, which has triggered many people and resulted in some hot political debate, you have, I don't know the names. Is this like Shane Dawson? Who knows who these people are? It's like Shane Dawson, Dave Rubin, and is that Pete Buttigieg?
Yep, Pete Buttigieg.
And so this is an image in George Alexopoulos made showing famous photos that he drew versions of, where two gay men are holding babies that they had through surrogacy, and the fourth panel is women wearing the Handmaid's Tale garb, and they're all pregnant, giving birth, and he's making. We can all see what his point is. That basically these men are all having kids with each other, and the women are being used as George Carlin described it, broodmares for the state, as it were. This has led to a lot of very interesting debate. And the Quartering, you guys know him, you love him, has absolutely gone off about this, saying two gay men bought a child, ripped it from their birth mother to post selfies. The child will never know its mother. It will grow up with a guy who jerked off on his cat. And geez, and he's referring to Dawson.
Shane Dawson, yeah.
Right. Someone responded, Dave Rubin and Shane Dawson are not the same. And the Quartering said they are. People give Dave a pass because he's a conservative. I certainly do not agree that Shane Dawson and Dave Rubin are the same. That I believe there is nuance in this. But the Quartering put out a video. He says a baby deserves a mother and a father. Two gay men buying an egg, renting a woman, paying a laboratory to create a human life is an abomination. The child will never know its mother. And this is a very interesting debate, especially because Shane Dawson is not Dave Rubin. And however, we had on this show with Libby, for instance, we've had very fierce debates over surrogacy. And when this came up, I was like, I think we got to talk about it on the show, because aside from the fact, the Quarterings put out a video about it, Keemstars responded. It's generating a lot of drama, and it's directly targeting people that we know. And I like Dave Rubin, he's a good dude. So we actually got into this. So I'm just going to kick it off, and the question immediately is: does this constitute buying a child?
Do I have to be part of this conversation?
No, I don't know.
No, we'll give it to Phil. Phil, give us the direct answer here. Let's put Phil on the spot.
I don't know that I don't think that it constitutes buying a child. But when you get into when it is the situation of just two gay guys going to a woman saying, "Hey, will you get pregnant and let us purchase the child from you?" Maybe it is. I don't know. I think the fact that the child, in the grand scheme of things, the intent is for the child to grow into adulthood and take ownership of its own life. So I don't think so. But again,
are we all just very libertarian here, and we're going to be like, if the kid has a good life, that's all that matters?
I think it also matters on the intentions here, because there are a lot of people who are doing this for clout. They're doing this for attention. Yeah. They're doing this because it's like, yeah, it's just kind of trendy here. And when it comes to Shane Dawson, there's a lot of deprived behavior there. I did a whole report on this for my members of LukeUnfiltered.com, because this is something that we can't really get into on YouTube. But there are some very disturbing videos of Shane Dawson with other children that are extremely inappropriate. I can't even mention what they did here. It's sickening. It's disgusting. And this is why a lot of people are having issue with this, because they're saying, hey, this guy who did all these horrible, disgusting things, including to other children on camera and on video, that was absolutely inappropriate. This guy's not going to have his own children that he paid for. There's some serious questions and concerns here, and I understand those concerns and questions. Now, to equate that to Dave Rubin, I don't know if that's fair or not. Some people say yes, some people say no, but there are a lot of concerning statistics when it comes to particularly gay couples and the hurting of children that I think are worth looking at and having a serious conversation on that we can't have here.
I think that as far as those things go, we were talking about this earlier. I think as far as that kind of stuff goes, my opinion falls similarly to the opinion that I have about gun laws. So there's already laws against murder. There's already laws against destruction of other people's property. So there's no need to have gun laws because there are laws against mishandling a gun. There are laws against abusing children. So I don't know that you need to say we need to prevent gay people from having, from adopting because they may, someone's making the argument that they're more inclined to harm.
That is an argument Jeremy, the quartering, has brought up, but it's not his principal argument.
What's the principal argument?
Principal argument being that a man and a woman had a child. The child was taken from the mother in exchange for cash to be raised by two men.
Yeah. So I was, I guess, referencing
It's like a moral question about Jeremy saying that children should have a mother.
So I never, me enough. I don't play the gay card because I just think it's very, very boring. But I guess I'm the token gay guy here who's also married. Would he have the same objection to like Alec Baldwin, who has a number of kids and they had a number through surrogacy because they wanted kids the same age, right? I think they had one within this year, and she gave birth to one and they surrogated the other so that they're like, well, they're twins. They're both mine. We just used someone else's womb for the second one. Right? A number of straight couples use so is it a gay thing? Which it is. And if it is, it's fine. There's a lot of people who don't like gay people and don't think gay people should either be married and I will have that conversation comfortably because those are good conversations to have. So like, let's talk. If it's a gay thing, that's one thing. If it's a surrogacy thing, that's another. But I don't know what his argument is because I wonder if straight people would get the same level of scrutiny. Like I said, I don't play the gay, you're just doing it, because I hate that card. But I do have to ask, otherwise they come after me.
So then the question, right?
That's why I live on a farm with a lot of guns, so they don't get too close.
And hopefully Bitcoin,
gays are bad shots also as a general rule.
But so the question is, in your example, they used, Alec Baldwin's wife uses her own eggs.
Yeah.
And they do IVF. And another woman gestates the child.
Yes. Rent a womb.
Right. That's what critics have called it, renting out a woman's body. The difference being, if a woman gives birth to a child that is biologically hers and then hands it off to anyone, I don't care if it's two gay men, anybody, in exchange for compensation, is that buying a child? And then the question is, if she's carrying a child that is not genetically hers, but was done through IVF with another person, is she renting her body? Like, what is it?
What if a woman had a hysterectomy and she can't produce eggs, but her husband wants to have a baby that's biologically his, so they didn't just rent the womb, they also bought an egg on the market.
Or went to a woman and said...
Is that... So if one woman gives the egg, another woman gives the uterus... This woman is going to be the mom. There are technically 3 women involved in this baby.
We need to have Jeremy here because there's a lot of questions.
Is that okay?
So if let's say there's a woman and she can't have kids.
Yes,
she's incapable.
Husband wants kids though.
And they want to be together and they want to raise kids together.
Yes.
So the husband says, "We will find a surrogate and I will have a child with her, but it will be ours to raise." Is the issue that it's the wrong mother now? Because what the quartering said is every child deserves a mother. Well, the child will have a mother in this scenario. Is that still wrong?
A lot of very interesting questions that are being raised here. There's also another aspect here when you look at the statistics when it comes to children raised by mothers comparatively to children that are raised by fathers. As of course the data proves that children raised by fathers are a lot better off, especially when it comes to mental, physical health and also quality of life than of course then of course the people who are raised by mothers. So are we going to be okay with 2 mothers raising a surrogate child, or are we going to have issue with 2 dudes raising a child? What's going to be the larger kind of issue to society if we're going to be having this discussion to the larger effect?
We're generally not going to have a problem with 2 women because women are the people that are going to make the noise about it, and their general consensus is women are better. No matter what the data says, women are always going to say that women are better at raising children than
but the
men
data doesn't support that
they
at
don't
all.
They don't care. They're not interested.
The end
feelings feelings over facts.
End result of this is
Okay, Ben Shapiro.
growing humans in bags and pots.
Yeah.
That's coming.
That's coming. Yeah,
That's it.
That's absolutely coming,
and that's
and
awful.
that's why a lot of
That's the
Americans
end of-
are left infertile, and I think this is going to be a bigger and bigger issue as we go on. Mainly because sperm levels are going down, the qualities of women's eggs are going down. People are not able to have children. I think a lot of this is deliberate. I think this is a eugenics operation that is being carried out on the American people, on the people of the Western world who are unsuspecting of this larger chemical biological warfare that is being waged on them. But I think the end game of all of this is to essentially have pod babies, is to have selective breeding, is to have eugenics at the highest level where the government says, you now, with your social credit score, have one permission to have a child. We're going to take your DNA here. We're going to grow a baby out of a bag, or even, better off, you know what? No. We're just going to give you a Hunter Biden baby, because that's the baby that deserves to live on. That's the baby that, of course, actually is going to get a life, especially when you look at the larger kind of crazy individuals that have a lot of power that believe that there's too many people in this world. What better way to control the people than by, of course, getting rid of their fertility and then selectively control their breeding? That's what's going to be happening. That's their end game. That's what they want to do.
The biggest problem I have with that image that you put up, Tim, is that there was really no reason for Pete Buttigieg to get in a hospital bed. Like, that was just weird.
Yeah,
Like,
but
why did you get in the hospital bed? Like, you didn't do anything. Like,
That's
and
what
that was the photo. Like, that was their real photo. They put on bracelets and they got in the bed, and I'm like, that's just awkward.
Didn't Shane Dawson do the same thing?
Like, what? Why are you doing that?
I think Shane Dawson and this other guy did the same thing. They went in the hospital beds and they were acting tired and like sleeping.
Yeah,
And
I mean, because you didn't really do anything at all other than spill into a cup, which is
someone
not that
super chatted
exhausting.
asking why is it different if Dave or Shane did. I'm like, well, because Shane has a questionable past where he said very shocking things.
Did shocking things, too.
Did shocking things. And Dave Rubin is a very successful, well-off individual that I happen to think is a good dude. And so the question really becomes like, I'm not the arbiter of morality. I'm a bit too libertarian for all of these people who are like, it shouldn't be done. And my attitude is simply, I believe that Dave's kids are going to be extremely successful. I believe that it is substantially better that Dave and his husband raise children as opposed to like a woke family threatening to harm the child, sterilize them, or cause that child serious harm. I believe the kids that are going to grow up with Dave are going to have a great family and they're going to have great opportunities.
I think the biggest problem I have with this scenario is that the women who would likely become the surrogates probably need the money. And I don't like the fact that we're creating a society where if you are 24 and you need it, and it's a lot of money. It's $50,000, $75,000 plus all the medical expenses, $100,000, whatever. I'm sure if you're a Kardashian, it's probably $250,000 because you probably sign a bunch of legal work.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.